Hello there. There's still some more rain to come through the rest of this week. At least it has turned milder. On Wednesday, temperatures reached 16 degrees in Northern Ireland and in southwest France, 30 degrees on Wednesday. This early spring warmth is going to come to an end as we change the month, we change the weather. Temperatures will drop, but it should be turning drier.
Hello there. Good morning. We're in some much milder feeling air now across the capital, and the mild theme is set to continue throughout today. It's also going to be really quite unsettled too, and that's true for the rest of the week. So more wet and windy weather to come in the forecast. Now for this morning, it's another frost-free start to the day.
So we've got the weather with Carol coming up. Rather a special day today. She's at the Butterflyhouse in Blenheim Palace for us this morning. Morning to you, Carol. What are we looking at there? You best explain.
Good morning, Charlie. Well, you're looking at an enormous butterfly. Now, we've got an expert coming down here to Blenheim Palace a bit later on, Dr. Richard Fox, who will tell us what different native breeds that we have here, what different species. But the reason I'm here is because last year's heat wave and drought had a negative impact on some native species of butterflies. If you think about it, the plants that caterpillars were eating were withering and dying in the heat, so that had an adverse impact on the caterpillars, which in turn had an adverse impact on the butterfly population as well. Some thrived, but others didn't. So we'll be talking a lot more about that as we go through the course of this morning. Now, it's nice and toasty warm inside the butterfly house here, but outside it's a mild start to the day. But for the next few days, the outlook is certainly that we're looking at some sunshine at times, but also some heavy downpours, and that's the case today. Tomorrow, Nugget and Charlie, temperatures will be down a touch on what we're looking at today. I don't know if you can see, but I'm surrounded by flying butterflies. They're different sizes, but they're bigger than anything I've seen before in the butterfly kingdom.
Carol, weren't they supposed to not wake up until 8 o'clock? Have you been disturbing the butterflies?
I think they're attracted to our lovely cameraman's Kev's lights, and I'm just going to say to him, switch them off straight afterwards. I don't want one of these big ones landing on me. Naga,
yeah, but it would be great telly, wouldn't it? If it landed right on your forehead. We do really want that.
Do you know what? I am cursing over this jumper. It's got a big flower in it. I didn't even think. Wouldn't that be the pits if it landed on my flower?
Actually, no, it wouldn't. It's going to make the next 3 hours so much fun. Carol, thanks so much. It's the jeopardy.
Already, Carol, you have ignited the debate moth, butterfly. What are we looking at right now?
This is an atlas moth, actually, Charlie. It's the largest moth in the world with the second longest wingspan. If I put my hand next to it, it gives you a rough idea of the kind of size that it actually is. And they don't have mouths. They survive on the fat reserves created when they were a caterpillar. Now, the reason we're here is because the drought last year and the heat wave had an adverse impact on some species, some of the native species of butterflies, whilst others flourished. And you can see in the butterfly house the various butterflies hanging from the mesh net on the ceiling. And they will come alive increasingly as we go through the course of the morning.
We're not seeing the outside, we're seeing the inside of the butterfly house, which is where Carol is this morning. Introduce us to your friends, the carp. Carol.
Aren't they lovely, Charlie? They've been whizzing around this little pond all morning. But we're here because of the butterflies. Now, because of the heat wave and also the drought last year, that had an adverse impact on some species of butterflies.
You may have seen already, she's at Butterfly House at Blenheim Palace for us today, introducing us to a number of butterflies and moths, I think. So, Carol, who are your friends?
Oh, aren't they fabulous, Charlie? Moths and butterflies here. In fact, we're surrounded by about 300 of them. And you can see a couple of them having a Scooby snack at the moment, feasting on an orange and also on a plum. And there's another one having a little bit of food from that banana. So it's very much breakfast time here at Blenheim Palace this morning.
And butterflies themselves, Carol, it's fair to say, have been fairly quiet. Early for them, isn't it? 8:10 on a Thursday morning.
It's early for us. Oh, Charlie, I must say. What I'm showing you now, though, is the hatchery. Now, in order to keep butterflies, you need a zoo license. You have to keep records of pupae that hatch, the success and the fail rates, which of course can be adversely affected by temperature and humidity. And to do this, it has to be monitored closely. Now, that white box you can see in the corner does just that. It measures temperature and humidity, and then it sends data back to Blenheim Palace and ultimately to an app that allows the keepers to adjust conditions for the butterflies to maximise their environment. And this has actually increased the hatching success rate of the butterflies. And you can see all the pupae in there at different stages of their development. It's really fascinating, and there's about 300 butterflies in the butterfly house of different shapes and sizes.
And gradually, they've been waking up, Carol.
Carol, has one landed on your forehead yet?
They certainly have. No, they've been all over me, actually, Naga. They've been on my shoulder, on my jumper, everywhere. And it's quite tickly, I have to say. But good morning, everybody. But I'm going to end with today's pollen levels. Yes, we're talking about that again. Tree pollen is what we're talking about at the moment. And across much of England and Wales today, the levels are moderate. Naga and Charlie.
Carol, can you do a butterfly call to bring them to you so we can see some butterflies? Can you make that noise that you made earlier on?
I can try. Here, butterflies, come over here. Come on, now, you know you want to. Come on.
Carol, you can say no.
I know, but it's such a spoiled sport thing to do.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. You're not very
They're
popular with the
hibernating.
butterflies.
No, it didn't work.
Carol,
Oh, gee,
take
thanks,
care.
Naga.
Thanks for giving it a go anyway. It's been really fascinating,
You
actually.
too.
We've
Thank
learnt
you.
loads this morning as well. Thanks. Take care.
Nothing awkward about that, was there?